Hello, this is Roland from Recompose with an introduction about reshaping music with Liquid Notes. This is the standalone version of Liquid Notes, comes with a built-in synthesizer. Also got a piano roll and features a track view, so you're straight jumping into it. This is what you're going to see when you open an arrangement. Just quickly show you the track view. So whenever you open a file, a harmonic analysis is being done. Chords are being presented as rectangular boxes. The chord symbol sits on top here, and then you've got the main controls here for chord substitution, tangent, as well as function, and you've got a chord drop-down menu as well, where you can do one-click changes. We'll get back to that in a second. Now, having a look at our arrangement, what we actually want to do is to quickly change it. So first of all, I'd say, as this is a C arrangement, let's just have a look at how that sounds. So I've selected 4 bars here on the loop bar, and as soon as I press play, you can listen in. So let's have a go with that. So this is how it sounds. Stop the playback now. And what we're going to do now is that we're going to split the arrangement into 2 to make it more compelling for you guys. We'll switch to the piano roll. Before we do that, note that the blue area here, that is the zoom level that represents the area that is shown here in the main interface. So all the chords being there. And these chords, you can also see the symbols up here. They're shown in the track view. So as we're switching over to the piano roll, the information, the MIDI events here, the notes we see in the piano roll are for the respective area that is shown down here. The instruments that you have in there are color coded, so you can see that arpeggio is in white, bass is in a kind of a bluish color. And let's step on now with that. So you see the notes that are being played here. And as we said, we'll split it into 2. So as of bar number 3, what we're going to do is I'm going to change those chords now. And you can do this in 2 ways. You can either select from the chord drop-down menu here, where chords that are very conventional, like C to C major 7, are shown on top of the list, whereas if you want it very unconventional from a Western listening perspective, then you would choose for EB or EB major 7. And the ranking follows that particular order. So once you do that, what you're going to see is that this color indication here that represents the overall chord might change. Green is very much conventional, whereas if it turns slowly into yellow, then orange, and then red, following the principle of a traffic light, it gets very unconventional for the Western listening perspective. You can also use the chord dial here, or the tangent dial, or the function slider to make changes to a chord. Now this is more incremental, whereas if you know anyway where you want to go, you just select from the menu here. So we'll do that once to give you like an indication of how that works. So if I want to go on the very unconventional side, I might be choosing for an EB6. And before I hit the mouse button now, have a look of what is happening in the piano roll. Because as soon as you do that, Liquid Notes instantly models the new desired chord settings for you automatically. And that is what is part of the resynthesis process. So there's Liquid Notes, always the harmonic analysis that is being run whenever you open up the arrangement, looks at the entire arrangement. So any MIDI events, everything that you have in the arrangement, and from it, it depicts the harmonic structure, and in accordance with music theory, it then models these chords for you. Now, if we change the chord function, for example, for the next chord, and add a little bit more tangent to it, so it becomes a little bit more powerful to hear differences. With each click of the button or of the wheel I do here, you see that things are changing up here. So for you, this is a very good introduction as well into music theory and understanding what is happening on a single note level. What is the software actually doing for you? And let's go very much on the dominant side here with the last chord. In this case, let's jump straight into something that is a little bit more heavy as well. So you see the adjustments again taking place, and now I would say let's simply have a look how that sounds. Note again, the first 2 bars when the cursor is moving here, this is the original part of your arrangement. So this is how it sounded when we started off, and this was just a repetition. But now as we're moving past bar 3 and bar 4, you're going to hear the difference. So what you've also seen, if you looked carefully, but we'll leave that for later or for your repetition, for each cursor position, when it's running on the timeline, the current scale is being shown here. So at the moment, the original track was in C major, but if we're moving along here, we're still in C major, we're still in C major, and now we see, whoops, the scale has actually changed as well. So we're now in EB major, and here we're back in C major. So Liquid Notes does all the hard work that is being captured in music theory for different style, for different genres, for you automatically on the click of a button. And this enables you to explore a lot, to find new sound, to create unique sound, and at the same time to learn an awful lot about music theory. Now, that is one feature that you can do with Liquid Notes. But the other thing, which is about reshaping music and really giving it a special touch, is also that sometimes you want to improvise to your arrangement. Now, you can do this. This is a function that is called Liquid Notes Live, LN Live. And in the settings menu, on the general settings tab, you'll find this section here for LN Live, which allows you to define the input scale and the keynote. As well, if you want to overwrite the automatically detected scale, you can set an output scale in the keynote as well. And that means whenever you start to improvise using a computer, a QWERTY keyboard, or an external MIDI keyboard when you're in mode play, Liquid Notes will map your input, the notes that you're playing, to your arrangement. So it's a perfect fit. Actually, it's automatically correcting those errors for you. Makes it much easier for you to record a song. You're done in one moment, and it just makes you feel happier because yeah, it's there. It's one take. That's all it does. You know? So these are the two main features of Liquid Notes. Once again, changing chord functions, changing chords, as well as adding tensions. That's the classical reharmonization, which is all about chord progressions, harmony, and scales. And then you've got the live improvisation as well. Thanks so much for watching.